Thank you, Mario, for having me on this session. My name is Ed Sander. I'm not going to talk a lot about myself. In short, I'm a lecturer and I'm a writer. So I write and tell stories about China. I tell mostly stories about social media and e-commerce in China. And what I want to do today is talk to you for 10 minutes about WeChat. Normally my first question is, who here in the room is using WeChat? So this is a good room. I've done presentations where people were like, WeChat, what's WeChat? But then I don't have to explain to many of you what WeChat is. For those who are not using WeChat at the moment, it basically started out in 2011 as a chat app. And it was getting very popular very quickly in the year 2011, 2012, because of the voice messaging which you could do. You could use WeChat to send voice messages to each other, and anybody that has tried to enter Chinese text in a smartphone knows how mafan that is, how much of a hassle that is. And that's the reason why the app became very quickly very popular. But now, say 3-4 years later, if you now look at WeChat, it's become a total ecosystem. If you now look at a Western phone, you will see that we have different applications for our voice messaging, our text messaging, our social media, apps for hailing taxis. You've got Tinder to come in contact with new people. You've got your internet banking. So we use all of these different apps with all of these different functionalities. But if you look at China, basically all of this you could do within one and the same application, WeChat. So what I want to do is I want to give you 5 reasons why, if you're a company or if you're an organization, you should consider WeChat to be part of your communication strategy. And I'm going to show you 5 quick things what you can do with this. First of all, WeChat has grown explosively since it was introduced in 2011, and it currently has 468 million users. And we've heard that about 100 million of them are outside China, but most of these people are actually in China. And this has gone really, really fast. Also, if you compare it to other chat apps in the world, then it's second only to WhatsApp. And if you take into consideration that WhatsApp is like an internationally used chat app, that's a very stunning accomplishment. If you look at people within China, then you will find that about 80% of everybody that has a smartphone is using WeChat. And I can almost guarantee you that the other 20% will probably have installed it on their phone as well, because basically everybody is using this application. And therefore, it has become the #1 social platform in China. Platforms that used to be very popular, like Sina Weibo or Qzone, have all lost users to WeChat. So that's another reason to consider WeChat. Some of the other big platforms are declining. Now, you won't hear me say that you shouldn't use Sina Weibo in your communication strategy, because it still can be of large value, of big value to your communication strategy. But what is happening, and what has been happening in the past couple of years, is people are moving away from Weibo and Qzone to WeChat. So that's your second reason. The third reason is, ever since August 2013, WeChat has been incorporating m-commerce functionality in their application. So you can now top up your mobile phone, you can order taxis, you can send lucky money, so hongbao to each other. You can do group buying, you can even buy movie and plane tickets, all within this same app. And a lot of this functionality, which is linked up to WeChat payment, can also be used if you set up a service account, which I'll talk about in a minute. The fourth reason why WeChat is so interesting is because of the many integrations that are possible. The current strategy of WeChat is to integrate the app with as much parts of your life as possible, whether it's a doctor, whether it's a hospital, whether it's education, whether it's you want to get a taxi. It's all possible within this one app. And the integration goes further and further. This is an incredible example of O2O, online to offline, how you can use this app to drive people into your offline location, into your offline store. And this is an area that's going to grow more in the next couple of years. What you do if you follow this account, which is Gift Pass, you can send somebody a gift through WeChat. This person receives a virtual voucher, in this case for a glass of Lindemans Creek. They can take that to this bar. You present your virtual voucher, your QR code, to the bartender scans it, and you get your free glass of beer. It's just one of the examples of of integration that you can still already find in WeChat. Another interesting one is the Internet of Things. WeChat is looking into connecting different appliances with your smartphone. Now, some of you may already be using the Nest thermostat. So think about those examples. And there is now a hotel which allows you to scan a QR code and then basically control everything in the room, from the heating to the light to the music, everything from WeChat. So Internet of Things integration. Fifth reason. Currently, when we build an application, we have to choose between Android or iOS, Apple. And sometimes we build two. So it's quite costly to build your own app that is available on both operating systems. If you build something within WeChat, it will run on an Apple phone and it will run on an Android phone. So it gives you an alternative in China and enables you to skip building something for these operating systems. So there's 5 reasons. So if you decide to do something with WeChat, what are the things that you could do with it? 5 opportunities. The simplest thing is setting up a subscription account. You could see this as we use a lot of email marketing, so email newsletters to people, or we set up a company page on Facebook. Basically, WeChat enables you to do that within the application. So you can set up your own page where people can subscribe to, and they will receive messages. What you see here is my own WeChat account, and what I do is I frequently send out the articles I write through the WeChat app. And there's a CMS system behind this. It's not very user-friendly, but it works, and it's very easy to create your content and send it out to all of your followers. So that's the first level. The second thing you could do, if you want to take this further, is to create a service account. And a service account includes a lot of functionality, like menus you'll see down here, and you can integrate payments, so people can actually buy stuff from you, and they can pay from you to you within the app. And this is an example of the service account of KLM. So even within Holland, they're already using these kinds of accounts. And you can take it even a step further. What you see on the right is you can create CRM. You can create loyalty programs within this application. I think this was somewhere halfway last year. It became also possible to do display and text-linked advertising within other people's public accounts. So if you have a page that is very popular, that has a lot of followers, you can now create banner and text-linked advertising in there, which can send people to either a different WeChat page, or it can send them to an external internet page. Now, this is a slide I stole from Thijs over there, so thank you, Thijs. Since a couple of weeks, it's also possible to do advertising within the timeline of WeChat. And as you can see on the right, there's some big brands that have been doing this. It also created a lot of talk about what kind of advert did you receive? Did you receive the BMW or the Coca-Cola? Well, if you receive the BMW, then you're Chenren. So you've got money. If you receive the Coca-Cola, you're a Chongren. So you don't have any money. Finally, you can set up a store within WeChat where you can sell your product. And that's the one I want to close with. I had to do this in 10 minutes. I've got a lot more writing and presentations about WeChat. Also, if you can read Dutch, I've got 2 ebooks I can send you. So if you're interested in more information, simply leave me your business card in this little box at the end. If you want to do something with WeChat for your company or organization, talk to Mario or talk to Thijs. And thank you for that.